In Manchester, United Kingdom, at least 19 people are dead and over 50 injured. The blast at Manchester Arena took place in Europe. The blast occurred during a concert where US singer Ariana Grande was performing. Officials are calling it a terror attack. In fact, some breaking news just coming in. Ariana Grande's concert tour has been suspended post-Manchester terror attack. Remember that Grande was supposed to perform at multiple venues in Europe, including Belgium, Poland, Germany, Switzerland and France. And following that, concerts were lined up in Latin America and Asia as well. So following this dastardly act of terror that has snuffed out 19 lives and left over 50 battling for their lives in 6 hospitals in Manchester, Ariana Grande has cancelled her tour. She was supposed to perform at multiple venues across Europe, which included Belgium, which included Poland lined up, and Latin America and Asia as well. Let's quickly listen into some reactions coming in on this developing story.
It had an explosive power greater than what we have seen in recent terrorist plots in terms of more crude explosive devices. The targeting profile fits very much with groups like Al-Qaeda or Daesh, the Islamic State, in contrast to, for example, Irish Republican terrorism or a neo-Nazi type group in terms of targeting concert goers, targeting them at the entrance point, American singer. Those things all speak to that. But it also clearly took the British government by surprise, in the sense that the terrorism alert level was not at critical, it was at severe. And so, a major investigation now begins. And unfortunately, based on the size of the explosive device, I expect that fatality figure to go up quite significantly. I think because of the targeting profile, specifically in terms of the concert venue, but also the foyer area.
Victoria Station next door has been closed and all train services cancelled. Well, Chief Constable Ian Hopkins from the Greater Manchester Police gave this update a short time ago.
At around 10:33 p.m, we received reports of an explosion at Manchester Arena in the city centre. This was at the conclusion of the Ariana Grande concert. Currently, we have 19 people confirmed to have lost their lives in the explosion and around 50 casualties that are being treated at 6 hospitals across Greater Manchester. My thoughts are very much with those that have been injured and lost their lives and their loved ones at this terrible time.
Alexia O'Brien has this report.
They'd come to enjoy a night out with American singer Ariana Grande, but just as the concert finished, it turned to chaos. Witnesses say up to 2 blasts were heard at the Manchester Arena, sending people fleeing in panic.
It was huge. It was almost it was, imagine like a 2 or 3 story brick wall had just separated itself from a building and just fell flat onto the ground. It was a really loud, sharp bang.
Greater Manchester Police said on Twitter that emergency services were responding to reports of an explosion and went on to ask people to avoid the area to allow first responders to do their work. It's not clear what caused the deaths and injuries.
The more it was, the panic was getting worse. So once we got out and went inside the foyer, and we can see from the left there was another huge stampede coming towards us.
Manchester has one of the largest indoor arenas in Europe. It can hold 21,000 people. Train services to and from Manchester Victoria Station, located under the arena, have been cancelled and the station's been evacuated.
People running, screaming. We opened the windows and we could hear people shouting, and the police very quickly came in. It was, as I said, they were very quickly on the scene. It was very well dealt with from what we could see from where we were. A lot of ambulances, police, but people were running. And a few of my housemates went down to were to come close to the scene, and that they kids were, seemed to be a very young crowd at the concert, and a lot of them were a lot of screaming kids. Yeah, it's horrific.
Britain's on its second highest alert level of severe, meaning an attack is considered highly likely. And police are treating what's happened in Manchester as a terrorist incident. Alexia O'Brien, Al Jazeera.
Well, the British Prime Minister, Theresa May, has released a statement. She says we're working to establish the full details of the Manchester blast. The police are treating the incident as an appalling terrorist attack. My thoughts are with the victims and the families of those affected. And the leader of Britain's opposition Labour Party has taken to Twitter. Jeremy Corbyn's statement reads, "Terrible incident in Manchester. My thoughts are with all those affected and our brilliant emergency services." Let's go live again to Paul Brennan, who's been covering this incident for us throughout the morning. Paul joins us from London. Paul, we were listening there earlier on to Ian Hopkins from the Greater Manchester Police. They are saying they're treating this as a terrorist attack, but it is significant there's no official confirmation of what exactly caused the blast.
No, they are reluctant at this stage to specify exactly what it is that caused the blast. And that is despite reports emerging from America, American sources, that it is a suicide bomber. I saw the Wall Street Journal, for example, is saying it's based on forensic evidence, a suicide bomber. And according to the Wall Street Journal, the police in the UK have tentatively even identified the perpetrator. That kind of detail is simply not being given, if it's true, by the British police. There may be a variety of reasons for that. First of all, if the police believe they do know who might be behind this, they certainly want to be able to get to him or his cohorts and accomplices before the media does, or before the people involved have a chance to escape. So it's understandable that they would be rather reticent to release details too quickly. But that said, there are going to be a lot of questions asked of the police about, first of all, how a bomb was able to be created in a country here where bomb-making equipment is very hard to come by as a result of the police action against the Irish terrorists, for example, the IRA. There's been a real crackdown on substances which might be turned into bomb-making equipment. So there will be a real hard look at exactly how this bomb was able to be created and then put into a situation next to a venue filled with teenagers and cause the carnage that it has.
And for those viewers, Paul, who are just joining Al Jazeera here at the top of the hour, just talk us through the sequence of events that happened tonight leading up to and after the explosion.